Saban stated, quote unquote, if guys want security in their position, they need to play well. But I'll tell it to you like this, and I understand it. A lot of Alabama fans, they're not in favor of this, but just hear me out. And when you hear my perspective on the situation, I think it might change yours. Well, what do we have going on here with Nick Saban in Alabama? Already making a quarterback change? This early into the season? We're only 2 games in and we're switching quarterbacks? Who would have ever thought? It's crazy, man. Only if somebody with a YouTube channel would have posted this video right here 3 days ago, I might have seen this coming. This is out of the blue. I wish I was subscribed to a college football YouTube channel that would talk about stuff like this and had sources in Tuscaloosa, Alabama that told them this information to share with people days ago. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. There is a YouTube channel, and there's a guy that goes by the name of Matt B. Gray that did break this news. And more importantly, he broke this news not 1, not 2, but 3 days ago. But on a serious note, you know what I find extremely funny about all this breaking news that is currently going on this Friday evening? Or not evening, but afternoon, I shall say. But it just depends whenever you're watching the video. What I find so comical is whenever I come out with some news according to my quote-unquote sources, you know what everybody says? Or not everybody, but you know what some people say? Oh, yeah, Matt's lying, man. He don't got no sources. Oh, yeah, Matt's just making it up. Why would anybody tell him this inside information? But yet again, here we are. We meet again. And like I stated in that video, my sources are right 99% of the time. And I had so many of you tag me in this news on Twitter and Instagram today. And I was offended when you tagged me in it because a lot of you seem shocked about it. You shouldn't be shocked. You got to have some belief in me. Let me break this down for y'all. When I feed y'all information that my sources have fed me, it's not a guess. It's not like we're guessing what's going to happen. This is stuff they're telling me from the practices. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I got sources all across the Southeast, but most importantly, my best sources reside in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm from Alabama, it's where I currently reside, and I'm only a couple hours away from that football team. And most importantly, please listen to this part if you don't listen to a single other. My sources are guys at the practices. They see who's taking the first team reps, how many reps they're taking, how they're looking, how they're not looking, are they looking good, are they looking bad, etc. All I'm saying is, to make a long story short here, I just want my respect and credit. I'm tired of people thinking I just get up here and say stuff to say stuff. I'm not one of these channels that's going to feed you some BS. I'm only talking on situations I know stuff about. And oh yeah, while I'm thinking about it as well, remember what I said in that video about Tyler Buchner? The same sources telling me 3 to 4 days ago that Tyler Buchner was going to start against South Florida were the same sources that told me a week before the MTSU game and the Texas game that Jalen Milroe was going to start. Remember, news didn't officially break that Milroe was going to start against MTSU until the day before, like today on Friday. Same thing in this situation with Tyler Buchner. All throughout practice this week, Tyler Buchner was taking reps with the first team. And that's not to say that my sources won't ever be wrong, because I'm sure they will be. But here's what I am going to tell you. You can do what you want with this information. If you think I'm quote-unquote lying about having sources, I don't know what to tell you. Actually, hold on, I do know what to tell you. The proof's in the pudding. Go look at the history. It's documented on the channel. Now, getting on track here with this Alabama quarterback situation, you see the breaking news right here. Tyler Buchner is expected to start against South Florida. And like we've talked about for the past couple minutes, we already broke this news a few days ago, so this isn't any new information to me at least, and it shouldn't be to you. The thing with all of this now is it's just hitting the public eye. But here's something I thought was pretty interesting that Saban said a couple days ago. I believe, yeah, he said this on Wednesday. We posted the Tyler Buchner video on Tuesday, and Saban said this the following day or night. Saban stated, quote unquote, if guys want security in their position, they need to play well. Some people would label that as him trying to throw some shots at Jalen Milroe. I saw a couple people saying that, but I don't think that's throwing shots. That's just the cold hard truth. I did find that to be an interesting comment though, because it almost insinuated a few days ago that Saban was leaning towards going somewhere else. And before we get into this whole quarterback drama with Buchner and Milroe, let me state this first. I'm an Alabama fan, and you guys know this. I am rooting. I've stated this 1,000 times, and I'm going to say it 1,000 more times. I don't care who's the quarterback for Alabama. I'm rooting for all of these guys. I don't care who's taking the snaps. I want to see them go out there and complete every single pass and throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. So this whole picking sides of, oh, Matt, who would you rather play? Do you like Milroe more? Do you like Simpson more? Do you like Buchner more? You know who I like more? The guy who's going to win us a game. You know who I like more? The guy who's going to go out there and give our team the best opportunity to compete for a national championship. That's who I like more, and that's who Nick Saban likes more. There is no favoritism when it comes to the Alabama quarterback situation, not for Nick Saban and not for me. Maybe to some of you, you have your favorite, and that's fine. Everybody has their own view on things and their own opinion. In the offseason, about half of the people wanted Milroe to be the quarterback, and the other half, they wanted Ty Simpson to be the quarterback. And that's how it was all throughout spring practice up until Butner came in. But now it seems like Butner, he's the shining light, and he's done really well in the practices, especially recently. I've talked to a couple of my sources even today before I sat down to film this video, and Butner has played really well in the past couple of practices, which is great news because when he first got there, at least from what I heard, he was off to a rough and shaky start, throwing a couple interceptions, even threw a couple of pick sixes. But now it seems like he's getting more comfortable in that Alabama uniform, and I do like to see that. That does make me happy. But as far as it goes for me having some personal guy I like the most, there is none. They're all on my favorite team. I'm going for all of them in equal amount. I can't dumb it down any more than that. They're on my favorite team, so yeah, of course, I want to see them do good. But I'll tell it to you like this, and I understand it. A lot of Alabama fans, they're not in favor of this, but just hear me out. And when you hear my perspective on the situation, I think it might change yours. Imagine you buy 3 brand new cars. You got 3 brand new cars, and you tell yourself, you know what? Whichever car drives the best, that's going to be the one I drive for the rest of this year. And you start out driving, let's just say, the Toyota. And you drove your Toyota the first 2 weeks, and it wasn't anything special, but it was all right. But that's the problem. You didn't love it. It was just all right. So you got 2 other cars sitting in your garage. You might as well test them out, right? That doesn't mean you won't go back to the first car. It's just to see if you can find something better. Because what's the point of having 2 other brand new cars if you're not even going to test them out? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the greatest analogy I can give you in this situation. Nick Saban in Alabama, we haven't tested these 2 other cars, Ty Simpson and Tyler Butner, so let's give them a shot. That's how Saban's approaching this, and I have the same approach. I stayed in the offseason. I think we got 3 quarterbacks that are more than capable of winning us some ball games. And we started out with Milroe, and it was all right, but why not give our other car a chance in Tyler Butner? And let's say we drive Tyler Butner for a week or 2 and he pops a tire. Well, we'll just go back to Jalen Milroe. It's not a big deal. After we drive our second and hopefully we don't get to this point, but the 3rd car, if those are bad, it's not like we can't go back to the first car. You see what I'm saying? You can go back. It's the same thing with leaving or moving out of your hometown. If you lived in Alabama your entire life and you say, you know what? I want to go to a big city. I want to move to New York. If you decide you don't like it in New York, guess what? You can go back to Alabama. Applying that analogy to this situation, it's not like we can't go back to Jalen Milroe. We can go back, but here's the thing. If you never go to New York, if you never buy that new car, you won't know if life can get any better. Milroe has been all right up until this point, but maybe it can get better. You never know if you don't try. And I hate all these people saying, oh, I can't believe Nick Saban's already given up on Milroe. He hasn't given up on him. It's more so of just trying out something new. That's it. This Alabama team, on offense at least, we don't have an identity. So at this point in time, we're just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping something sticks. Eventually, something's going to click. Me personally, let me know in the comment section, but I happen to like the move. I'm a man of change. That's just in my nature. If you're a person that doesn't like change, then you probably don't like this move, but I do. Give Tyler Butner a chance, and this is also a great week to give him a chance because this is a guaranteed win. I'm not going to sit up here and try to hype up South Florida. We know Alabama's going to win this game. It's not going to be close. So why not, before the Ole Miss game at home where you can't really take a lot of risk, you do a risk now. Let's also make this clear, though, for all these people that have a misconception about this. Just because Buckner, we don't know for certain, but it looks like he's going to be starting, that doesn't mean he's going to play the entire game. Milroe will play in this ball game. And I also think that's a part of Saban's strategy because he wants to see how Milroe responds to some adversity coming off of the bench. Maybe, this is just a maybe, it lights a fire inside of him and he starts playing out of his mind. I don't think that'll happen, but you never know. Here's the thing with Milroe. I've said it all throughout his career. He's a bull in a china shop. He's too dangerous. He's a turnover machine. And just with his turnovers alone, he can single-handedly lose you a ball game. And at Alabama, at least, we can't have that. This isn't basketball. We don't have 100 games. We only have 12 in the regular season. They all matter. They all count. And with the 14 playoffs still being into effect, a 2-loss team has never made the 14 playoff, which means we already have 1 loss. So we have no more strikes. We lose another game, based off of history, we're not getting into the playoff. And also to my Bama fans, here's one thing to pay attention to in this ball game. With Tyler Buchner, he processes defense at an exceptional rate. I'm not saying he's not going to throw an interception because we saw him do that at Notre Dame plenty of times. But what I am saying is he knows how to go through his first, second, and third reads. Well, with Jalen Milroe, that has never happened. He doesn't do that. Unfortunately, Milroe, he can't process and read a defense like a Mac Jones, Tua, or a Bryce Young. So I will say that is the upside to Buchner over Milroe is he's going to be able to read the defense a little bit better. Now, will he make the right decisions and right throws on Saturday? I have no idea. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But here's what I can tell you. I'm excited. I am. There's nothing more exciting than when a new quarterback is playing for your football team. I don't care what anybody tries to tell you. And I don't care about the opponent, don't care about anything. Seeing a new quarterback, it gets me hyped up. I'm curious though. Let me know your thoughts down below. You like this move or you don't like it? Let me know your thoughts down below about that.